So life is so interesting because we find ourselves in these battles. I always feel like I'm in these different kind of battles, whether it's a battle in sports and I'm wanting to win, or it's a battle in a project that gets difficult and I'm wanting to complete. I feel like I'm in a battle. I like to visualize myself being in a battle, and I don't like to lose. Like I like to win. And so Jesus has this parable. He's teaching his disciples, and he's talking a little bit about war. And he's like, man, if one king has 10,000 troops and he's going up against a king with 20,000 troops, he knows he's not going to win. And so if he knows that's the case, he sends out a delegation to see what the terms of peace would be, because he's like I don't want to take my 10,000 in because they're just going to get slaughtered and I'm not going to have 10,000 to deal with. I may end up with only 7,000 and still not win in this. And so it'd be better to find out what the terms of peace are, so that if I'm facing another battle against another enemy, at least I'll have the 10,000. I may not be able to conquer this king, but I could conquer other kingdoms in my life. And so he's like, it's wise to figure that out and figure out what the terms of peace are. And so then he goes on to say, well, the kingdom is like that, man. He's like, hey, the kingdom is like that. In the same way, if you do not give up everything, you cannot be my disciple. And so Jesus is like, man, the terms for my kingdom is everything. Like you got to lay it all down. And really what that in essence is becoming is you're like giving up your kingdom and you're becoming part of his kingdom. And that's the only way it works. And so I think about past battles in my life that really frustrate me. Like when I was younger, I became a Christian at 9, grew really good for several years, but at 15 started rebelling, and I forgot about the terms of peace. And so I sort of reneged on the deal and started cutting my own path. And for the next 7 years, all of my high school it was not good as far as the kingdom goes. And I look back on that, man, and I realize there are battles there all over for the kingdom that I could have been instrumental in experiencing victory in my life relationally with people that I love, like people that I went to school with. So maybe you're a fellow Bobcat that I went to school with before I actually quit, right? And I love all the people that I grew up with, and just had a really unique experience. And I look back on that time though, and I'm frustrated because I know that I reneged on the terms of peace for the kingdom, and there was only a shadow of myself. There was only a shadow of myself that those people experienced, and it was a dark side of the shadow. It wasn't a good side, right? So they got Jimmy Holbrook without Jesus. And sometimes Jesus would show up and help me in experiences. I mean, obviously he was always helping me, but I was thinking like him. But for the most part, I wasn't. It was just Jimmy. And so you get a shadow of that. And I look back and I go, man, how could I have made an impact in my environment and the experiences that I had relationally, been able to have gone deeper with people? And that just frustrates the living daylights out of me. So what do I do now? Well, one of the things I do is I use it as a motivating factor in my life. I have my entire ministry, because when I really did understand the terms again at 22 and I laid down my life, the kingdom started working. See, the kingdom, when you lay down your life, the kingdom will start working for you. If you're always trying to work for the kingdom really will never work, because you don't if you're trying to work to gain the kingdom, like that's not how it works. The way it works is the terms of peace are lay down your life, and now you're a part of the kingdom. And so then the kingdom starts working in your life, and you start engaging in battles and experiencing victory instead of loss. You experience the bright side of the cross, not the dark side. Like the cross has a dark side to it, and the dark side is its judgment. If I don't understand the terms of peace, it's always casting judgment on my life. But when I understand the terms of peace, that it is my life, and I take up my own cross and I begin to follow Jesus, now I'm on the bright side. I'm on the resurrection side of the cross. And now I'm living in a way, man, that I'm starting to experience victory. And so I look back on that time when I was frustrated and I go, man, I'm going to use this. And I started to, man, when I moved to the bright side of the cross, right? When I moved back home and I accepted the terms of the kingdom again and made peace with Christ, then I started just consuming the New Testament, and I was frustrated again. Why didn't anybody get in my face and tell me, hey, bro, you are screwing up. You don't care anything about Jesus with the way you're living. That would have made a difference in my life. And so I started as a youth pastor, and that's what I started telling the kids. Like, if you don't lay down your life, man, you don't understand the terms of the kingdom, and you don't care anything about Jesus. And throughout my ministry, even when I went into adult ministry and started pastoring the entire church, like that was the foundational principle of my motivation. Is I'm going to tell people, man, that there's a lie out there, and if you consume the lie, you're going to lose battles. It's going to cheapen your experience. So today, like, what I want to do is I want to get in your face, and I want to say, have you made terms with the King? Or are you still trying to battle when the odds are not in your favor? As a matter of fact, they're impossible. That's what Jesus is saying, man. It's 2-1 here. There's no way that this king can win in this battle. And there's no way you can win in a battle against God. The only way you can win is to lose. He said, if you lose your life, you'll find it. I found my life